Hey guys, welcome to Stop Smoking, Stop Drinking. Uh, this is Stop Smoking, Stop Drinking. It's been a rough couple of days. I've just been freaking feeling it right now. I won't get in it with, talking about Santeray because some of you don't know her, but yeah, this got me pretty decent views, but got me like kind of like a lot of hate because I kind of just chose to just speak the truth. And sometimes people don't like hearing the truth. Um, yeah. So I did two of these videos. My mind has been occupied with Santeray, but that does not mean that I forgot about Umar Johnson. So what I have decided to do, I don't think that I've had enough of an impact in this community when it comes to damage being dealt to Umar. For me, I think my part uh, is basically is not enough. It's some, but it's not enough. So I had to take it a step further. And I don't know if you guys know, but I am a writer by trade and a writer by hobby. Okay, and one of my little darlings is called American Nightmare Podcast Presents. And as you can tell, it is featured. It is also on one of the most popular podcasts on this website, I think. But it has gone down since then because I have not been truly focused. But this week, I decided to focus my energy on going back and doing my podcast because I have found there was a Hollywood exec actually contacted me and said he's been listening to this story that I'm writing, and why haven't I gone on? And I'm like, you just haven't been in the mood. And basically, he's like, I'm going to talk to some people about doing something for it, maybe an animation for American Nightmare Podcast Presents. So that got me going good. And he's a Jewish guy, so they get stuff done. You know what I mean when it comes to Hollywood. So I was like, all right, we'll see what's up. But he's very ecstatic about it, and he's like, he never misses an episode, which that kind of flattered me because I was thinking that not a lot of people are listening. But it appears, I guess, there are some people listening to my stuff. Okay. And, it's not a lot of downloads, but it's enough. It's 79 episodes. And I just decided this a couple of days ago because of this foolishness that, he keeps coming back. I watched African Svengali's messages. She was very happy. She was very adamant. He's gone. He's gone for good. She kind of had that feeling like he was gone for good, and I was like, nah, he's not gone. He's taking a hiatus before something bigger comes along. So I think he's even gonna come out bigger. It's like an infestation of roaches. You know what I mean? You think they're gone, but they're just chilling, and there's an infestation of even bigger proportions that's going to come and attack you. So he's just hibernating for right now. All this stuff that's happening where he doesn't have access to YouTube channels and all that stuff, you best believe he's found another route to get back into your pocketbooks, to get that check. And so the only thing I can do is entertainment. I'm not very good at like what Leonard Honor does. He digs and digs and digs deep, does a thorough investigation. Yeah, I'm not that type of guy. Like, I'm not very good at investigation, but I am good at ideas and writing. People are good at certain things, okay? I think Leonard Honor and Afro Svengali are very good at it because they're very adamant on stopping this guy. And I feel that I haven't been doing enough. And so I've decided to take it further And some people may not think that it's the best thing, or maybe they think it's not enough, but I do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to incorporate the Book of Negroes. So I got the Book of Negroes 1, the Book of Negroes 2. I am incorporating it into American Nightmare podcast. Okay, so I have two stories here. Well, this is the one was called Wrath of the Goat. Well, no, this is season 2. Sorry, but season 1 was called like Origin of the Golden Ninja. So it's a kid who's abused by his mother, goes through the foster care system, and so he uses writing to escape, right? But his writing is coming alive. His what he's writing about is coming true. Okay, evil things are happening to him in real life, so he writes a hero into existence, and then he becomes that hero. Okay, so that's Origin of the Golden Ninja, and I think so. It went from chapter 1 to about chapter 1 to like chapter 28. So then that was finished. So then I finished that, and I did these kind of alternative perspectives where I wrote these other kind of stories. They're kind of like editorial stories that connect with the story. And then I started something called Wrath of the Golden Ninja. This is basically chapter 2 in the saga, right? And it's like a kind of a persona that I use. The same as like Eminem when he uses like Slim Shady. You know what I mean? Like he uses Slim Shady. You got a bunch of like people that use like kind of alter ego. I think the RZA used it. Like there are many people that use alter egos. I can't think of them now, but there are many entertainers who pretty much use alter egos. Who's the guy from Community? He did American something, where he was like shooting up everybody in the music video and all this other stuff. You know who I'm talking about. He's on the Community, the black guy. So he's a singer and he's an actor. So he has a different persona, right? So my persona is the Golden Ninja. I don't know if you saw the rap video I did. I did a hip hop video, and then I was rapping in the Golden Ninja thing. So I'm trying. This is my persona. This is the persona I use. And so, right now, I think I'm on chapter like 30. I think I gotta check because I haven't done it in. I just did a chapter. Oh yeah, okay. So I'm on chapter 31 of Wrath of the Golden Ninja. Okay, and I just did a later chapter. So basically, this is season 2. So Wrath of the Golden Ninja is season 2, and season 1 is Origin of the Golden Ninja. Season 3, he going down to hell to rescue his dead mother, who is a dragon personified. Okay, and then chapter 4, then this is what this is going to be about. It's going to be the Book of Negroes, and it's basically the Golden Ninja is the protagonist, of course, but Umar Johnson will be the antagonist, and that's not going to be till season 4, which if I, now I'm going to be doing mini episodes. It's probably going to be like a year from now. I'll be on season 4 because each season takes me like 6 or 7 months. Okay, so season 3 he's going to hell, but then season 4 I will incorporate Umar Johnson, and I don't know how to explain this without it being mixed up and stuff. Some people will like it, some people won't. But here I got a mind map. Okay, so this is the mind map, and this is the Golden Ninja, and you have some characters here. It would take too long of time to explain all these characters, but the antagonist is called Omega. Okay, And Omega's blood, there's something wrong with it. It's evil. It's like you touch it, you become that of what Omega is. Okay, his heart is blackness, or her heart is blackness. Okay, uh, I don't mean blackness as in skin. I mean blackness as in this evil liquid. Okay, she occupies a world called the Unlit. Yvonne Fletcher is the mother. Okay, who's been abusing the boy, and he runs away and stuff. So Yvonne Fletcher is the main antagonist. She occupies Omega. Omega has taken her kind of like hostage, and is using these two combined are terrorizing the Golden Ninja, or I call him Roland Flag, who when he's not the Golden Ninja, he is Roland Flag. Um, but this is the main antagonist, okay? And he lives in a dimension called the Unlit, okay? And his blood, whatever his blood touches, it contaminates, okay? So his blood is the contaminator, the main contaminator. And Golden Ninja is the opposite. Omega, her blood is contaminated, and Golden Ninja is the opposite. His blood, or his energy, he derives his energy from the souls of dead people, okay? And that gives him energy to enable to fight Omega, okay? Now, in season 3, this woman, because in season 1, she got dragged down to hell, okay? And then Omega left her, okay? He just abandoned her, and she got dragged down to hell. And so the Golden Ninja went to find himself in China. So he moved to China. So I'm taking several aspects from my story, and then I incorporate it into it. Every writer does that. They take aspects from their story and create something, right? A fiction. So he goes to China to find out who he is, how to use his powers. And while he's there, he has to fight Omega again, which is where I'm at right now. And there's a whole story about that. And so she gets dragged down to hell, and then the second season, which is Wrath of the Golden Ninja, they have to face each other again, okay? And then the third season is a season of forgiveness. So season 3 is a season of forgiveness, where the Golden Ninja, who is Roland Flag is the Golden Ninja, but they combine into one, and then it's just the Golden Ninja. He has to forgive this woman. This is how he can achieve his greatest amount of power, is through forgiveness. He cannot access his power if he's not able to forgive, okay? And to be able to forgive is an act of contrition. He has to go down to hell to fight these monsters, to get Yvonne Fletcher out of hell, so that she can be cleansed, and to go into purgatory, and then through purgatory she can go to heaven. So I mix Western elements of religion and Eastern elements of religion. Of course, the West doesn't have the 10 courts of hell, but China does. And China is called the 10 courts of hell. There are 10 levels of hell, okay? And so the Golden Ninja will have to go and fight these 10 levels of hell to get this, okay? To get this woman that he absolutely disgusts. All right? And then season 4 will be after he gets his mother, he lays his mother to rest. Then he will go back to New York, because Omega has returned. In New York City, he killed Yvonne, okay? And when he killed Ivan, or when Ivan died, or whatever, because the Golden Ninja did slay Omega, kind of, but never really. Okay. Uh, so he slayed him, and there was some blood or some liquid, and it was on the ground. And when it was on the ground, some people took some samples or whatever. People touched it that were not supposed to touch it. Okay. One of those people was Umar Johnson. So he touched this blood, or this substance. Okay, I don't got it totally fleshed out yet, but it will be. And he has this substance, and it takes what Omega's blood does. It takes your characteristic or your best trait, okay, and then it intensifies it. So Umar Johnson is very good at talking. Okay, he's good at talking. And what will happen is that when he has touched his blood, I don't know how he will do it, but it will happen where he comes in contact with this liquid. And so what happens is he will become some kind of his power of speaking will be hypnotic, as long as it rhymes. So he can say, for example, I don't know, take another step and bitch you out of breath, like something like that, whatever. As long as it rhymes, it will happen. Okay? So if he can actually command someone to die if he rhymes it, and then that person will perish. Okay? So this will be his power, and it will be the Golden Ninja's mission to stop Umar Johnson. Okay? And I think Umar Johnson might be in prison, and then the Golden Ninja has to go through the prison system, because this Omega's blood will be some kind of drug. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, so it's like some kind of drug that's being sold in the market in New York City. Okay? And for some people, it does things too. Okay? And we all know Umar's like a basehead or something, right? So he's getting stuff on this drug. Okay? And then after that, he becomes like this. Because he's doing it so much, he becomes, he gets this kind of power, this evil power. It's like Omega's blood, right? And the Golden Ninja must fight him. So Umar Johnson, I'm going to put him somewhere like on the side somewhere. And he's going to be part of that story. But now what I'm going to do, because I guess what you think what I'm saying is like retarded or something, or is this kind of like, what the heck is this? What are you talking about? I write science fiction, fantasy, all right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a sample of my power, okay, of writing. And, you know, you don't have to listen to it now, but when you're in the right mood, you know, you're in bed, you want to listen to a story or something, here is the story, okay? And it's called The Stone Titans of Anyang Part 2. It's part of the Wrath of the Golden Ninjas, the latest installment. If you want to go back and if you enjoyed it, then you could just go back and see where all this other stuff started from. Okay, so I'm going to upload it now. I haven't even uploaded it yet, so you guys are going to get it first. But the last episode before this, I had a ASMR edition, okay, which I did an ASMR edition. I think that was a week ago. But I'm going to start getting more serious and get back to writing this, you know. But, yeah. So, I hope you enjoy. And if you got this far, I think most people, if I get 100 views, I don't even think I'll get 100. Because we love drama, man. But not this type of drama. You know what I'm saying? Like if Santre is dead, I get 2,500 views, you know. but I'm just trying to influence or implore people to kind of get off the drama and recognize the achievements of their fellow black people, right? You could still be on Umar's behind, you could still be on Santre's ass, but you know, recognize the achievements of those that are doing stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm gonna get famous off of this. The guy's telling me like he's gonna help me out because he really likes the story and he has influence. So we'll see what happens. But enjoy the story and peace. I'm out. Stop smoking, stop drinking. American Nightmare Podcast presents Wrath of the Golden Ninja. The Stone Titans of Anyang, Part 2. Where we last left off, King Wu of Zhou was celebrating his 60th birthday, who is considered the greatest leader that had ever ruled. That title was threatened by the sudden return of the Stone Titans. Banished for the last 20 years by the hurt that the tungsten steel blade had wrought, the Stone Titans entered their second transformation of diamond form, which was 100 times stronger than regular stone. More than half the villagers suffered blindness from diamond form, leading most of the local villagers to their doom. The Stone Titans had such a blood feast, slaughtering children and men alike. The military of Wu was quickly dispersed of. Those who were not blinded suffered the Titans' wrath. Although they had prepared for this very day, diamond form was indestructible, decimating whole lineages of family trees. This is perhaps where the idiom came from of the blind leading the blind, because the blind who sought their escape latched on to others who were also blind, both sensing in no direction of where to go. King Zhou had not practiced heroism in over 20 years, and old in his age, grew used to the comforts of life. In that time, King Zhou had saw the potential in a young boy and decided to adopt him as a son. Shortly after, he crowned him prince. His name was Zhang Zishuan and was considered by townsfolk to be twice as capable as his adopted father once was. Through the years, he proved his valor, and after a while was appointed general of Zhou of Wu's armies. The dynasty of Wu was to become glorious, but now this was hanging over their head, a blemish on the legacy of Wu. Pick up your sword, father, before these monstrosities kill all our people. King Zhou attempts to lift the blade out of its sheath. I am too old, son. My bones are too weak. I am unable to wield it. At that, one of the Stone Titans grabs King Zhou of Wu. There was something more to these seemingly mindless killing automatons. They remembered. They remembered what he had done to them. They both heard the chuckle of the beasts as one of them pulverized his flesh and bones into mush. Blood and guts seeping through the creases of its mighty hand. Father! You must carry on the legacy of Wu. Pick up the sword and save our people.
Those were King Zhou of Wu's last words. Zhang Zixuan hesitantly approached the tungsten steel blade. He couldn't help but admire the beautiful craftsmanship, the silver tinge, the uncanny sharpness that could split a hair. He lifted the weapon and it fit snug into his hands. I will save our people, Father. 20 years ago, he was there. At 8 years old, he watched in terror as the stone titans, then in rock form, stamped his parents into concrete and out of existence. He was there when King Zhou of Wu sliced the finger and ear off both of the giants. Here he was, in possession of the very thing that could save the Wu legacy. If he did not use it properly, the dynasty his father worked so hard to preserve would become extinct. Droplets of blood painted his face even though he had not slain one living thing. Zhang Zixuan lifted his legacy and swung it with all of his might at one of the Titan's colossal appendages. The result was an unstoppable force versus an immovable object, causing a vibration to send pangs throughout his body. He immediately dropped the sword. Zhang Zixuan looked at where he had struck. He had not even dented the structure. One of the Titans slapped him to the ground. As his eyes faced the sky, ears receptive to all the painful screams around him, it was then that he had realized his failure. He closed his eyes to accept his fate. But fate would not have him this day. A swift wind blew across his face. He opened his eyes to witness a large shadow hovering way above the two Titans. He felt his body dematerialize into the ether. The Great Race. The Jade Emperor, a cosmic omniscient presence whom created heaven and earth, man and beast, decided that humankind should be given the ability to quantify time in order to worship in the exact accordance to the prerequisites needed to enter into his kingdom after death. It was decided that there would be a 12-year cycle, and each cycle would be represented as an animal. It was an honor for any animal to have the chance to appear. For 1 year, that specific animal would be glorified by heaven, earth, and mankind. They would be the envy of the rest of the animal kingdom. Obviously, every animal on earth thought that they should be part of what the Jade Emperor called the Heavenly 12, or in what we now know as the Chinese zodiac. And so, to decide who would be immortalized, the Jade Emperor proposed to have a great race. He called upon all the animals of the world to participate. The animals would swim over a vast river. As a reward, the years of the calendar would be named after them in the order that they had crossed. The zodiac is in the order in which each animal crossed the finish line. In those days, the cat and a rat were best of friends. Both were poor swimmers. They convinced the patient ox to hitch a ride on his back. The ox obliged. However, when they neared the opposite end of the river, the rat bit the cat. The cat was so startled that he fell into the river. As we all know, cats hate water, and the cat began thrashing about. At the very last moment, the rat leaped from the ox's back onto dry land. The cunning rat became the first animal of the lunar calendar. Though disappointed, the ox was able to grab second place. In third place came the tiger, who was fast on land but had trouble facing the river currents. Those small creatures of the world feared the tiger and let him pass. Soon after came the rabbit, who had nearly drowned. To cross the river, he had hopped from stone to stone, but tripped at the final moment. He was able to hold on to a fallen tree branch until a gust of wind blew him onto the shore. A large shadow was cast over the riverbank. It was the dragon to claim fifth. Being the only mythical creature in the race, the Jade Emperor was surprised that the dragon landed in fifth place. This is the dragon's tale of why. Why being first wasn't important to the dragon. When the dragon caught wind of the great race, he was quick to participate. The Jade Emperor would make him immortal. He was already a legendary creature and had astronomical power afforded to him. The race would be easy since he could just fly over the river and all birds would fear his presence. It would take the land and sea animals days to cross the enormous river, which seemed to be more like an ocean. Soon after the race started, the dragon was gracefully flying along when a terrible racket was heard below. When the dragon glanced down, two giants, almost the size of mountains, skin gleaming, were slaughtering helpless villagers to and fro. The dragon was impervious to the bright light, so blindness did not affect him. The only one fighting was a young man swinging his sword about. This was interesting, and so the dragon stopped to watch for a bit. But soon he was naturally overpowered and was thrown to the ground. All that was left was the killing blow. The dragon decided that this brave man should have a different fate.